guys, I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So today, I said that I was gonna do this last week, but I honestly just did not have the time because this ended up taking me 2 days to build. I had about 5 hours and 15 minutes of footage, which I know sounds like I'm exaggerating when I say that it took me 2 days, but for me, I don't film everything because it makes it really difficult to edit the video if I do that. So I tend to take a lot of pauses and think color schemes through and stuff like that. So it's actually taking me 2 days to finish this build. But we are finally building a sorority house. So this has been requested so many times on the channel, especially after Discover University came out. And I really wanted to build one because this is my sort of build, sort of. So yeah, I hope you guys like it though. I did go a little bit overboard. It's very fancy, definitely very fancy. So I don't exactly know how sororities work in the US either. We don't have them in Denmark, but yeah, if anybody could explain like the money situation when it comes to sorority houses, please let me know because honestly, I have no idea. What I did do though was I went on Google and I Googled different fancy sorority houses, so bigger ones, bigger and fancier ones, so that I could get some inspiration from those. And this is what we ended up with. So I did take inspiration from actual sorority houses out there. So I hope it's not completely off. However, I also don't know what the interior of those houses look like because I didn't get to see that. I only saw the exterior. But I did my best, so I hope it's okay with you guys. So as you can probably see, this is also a bit of a longer video, so I suggest you sit back, grab some snacks or something, and just settle in, get relaxed, or be prepared. I don't really know how to say that either, but we have quite a long way to go, so as far as I can see, before I put in screenshots, there's about 36.5 minutes, so it's probably going to be my longest speed build, like singular speed build, so not split up into 2 parts. I really didn't want to do that for this one because it's only built on a 40x30, by the way. So this is why I just kept it in one video. I hope that's okay with you guys too. I do know that some of you actually prefer really long voiceovers or really long videos because you like to listen to the voiceovers. They relax you and stuff. But I also know that some of you guys probably don't have the patience to sit through the entire video, which I could totally understand because sometimes same. So, but I hope that you like this build anyways. So like I said, it's built on a 40x30. I built it in Willow Creek, but you can place down the lot in whatever other world you want to. I don't really think that like this is very specific, like the building style is very specific to Willow Creek. I think it could fit in possibly Windenburg as well, but also, what's it called, Brightchester too, possibly. And depending on how you've made Newcrest look, it could possibly fit in there too. I just decided to build it here in Willow Creek. So, and it has room for 7 Sims total. I did try to make room for 8 Sims, but I had to turn the last one of the bedrooms into a dining room, so I managed to only fit in 7 Sims, but I hope that's okay too. I will say that 4 of them do share 2 rooms, so 2 in each room. So you could either have twins living there or maybe like really good friends or something. They do share hobbies or interests, so they're not for opposite Sims or anything like that. One of them is for very sporty Sims, and I don't remember the other one, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And yeah, I did try to make sure that each Sim or each of the room kind of had its own theme, like hobby-wise. So one of them is an artist, for example. There is one that's also very into computers, but I actually, okay, please don't hate me, but for some reason I ended up not recording half of that room, so I've actually decided to cut it out. If I had recorded the entire room, we would have probably ended up with a 40-minute long video, so I hope it's okay anyways. But I don't know what happened there. I must have clicked stop recording and it just, well, stop recording and I didn't get it. So that's a bit sad, but it is what it is. There is pictures of it at the end of the video as always though, so. Which actually reminds me, I don't know how many of you guys watched the Maxis Monthly yesterday, but they did say that they had a big announcement to make during the stream, And I know that a lot of PC players were assuming that that meant a new feature, but they hadn't actually mentioned it was going to be a new feature. They just said that it was going to be a big announcement, and they didn't specify for who it was going to be, but they're basic. Okay, so console players, you are getting the gallery in the new year at some point, and it's going to be cross-platform, which means that console players can download PC players' builds and the other way around, which I am so excited about, and I'm so happy for the console players as well. So, because it means that you can download, well, my builds and also other PC player builds, and that is so cool. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited about that. I know that a lot of people were kind of disappointed that it wasn't a new feature, but I'd already seen several gurus say that it was, or confirm that it wasn't going to be improved babies or cars or anything like that. So I don't really know why people kept talking about that, because the gurus had already confirmed that it wasn't going to be that, but that is up to them. That's on them, whatever. But yeah, I'm so excited about this. It's going to be a pretty big deal, in my opinion at least. Cross-platform gallery is pretty awesome. They also mentioned the second part of the community stuff pack vote, so they haven't shown us pictures of the cast part yet, but we did see some concept art of the different styles they were considering going for. So I did post those over on my community tab, by the way, so if you're curious about that, you can see the pictures of the different interior styles over there. I am definitely, okay, so I did ask you guys to guess which style that's probably more me. And I am a little bit torn between the granny chic one and the, what did they call that? DIY delight, I think, do it yourself delight, which is picture 3 or the third interior, so the very pink and minty one, because I think the granny chic one reminds me a little bit too much of cats and dogs, to be honest. It's a style that I love, but it's not that versatile, and I like versatile interior. So I'm definitely leaning more towards the third one, so DIY delight, I think, because I think it's just going to be a little bit more versatile. So you can use it in a lot of different interiors for a lot of different age groups. And yeah, I'm really interested, or I like that when it comes to furniture in The Sims. But let me know what you think. Which one is your favorite? And yeah, let me know. I think they mentioned that the vote for this was going to start on the 23rd, so that is on Monday. So you still have a couple of days to figure out exactly what you're going to do with that and what you're going to vote for and stuff, and also figure out what to do for Christmas, because that's also just around the corner. This is a stressful time of the year, but everything's going to be fine. We're all going to be good. Anyways, as you can see, we have started on the floor plan. Actually, I think we're almost done with the floor plan. So I was trying to figure out where to put a living room right now, because I'd kind of forgotten to place down or to make sure that there was room for one. So I thought at the start I was going to put the dining room in this little pop out box, pop out whatever, but I then realized that, yeah, I forgot a living room. It's also because actually on the left side of the build there is another box that's kind of popping out, and I decided to turn that into this sort of study hall. So they have a lot of different bar tables in there with some bar stools, and there's a lot of computers in there too, some homework books, and I think a lot of clutter books too. And I wanted to turn that into this sort of study hall, so if they have to do homework or group work of any kind, they can go to that room and make it together or study together, you know. I thought that would be kind of nice for the girls, so. But because I turned that part of the house into this sort of more random kind of room, a room that we wouldn't have in a normal house, in a normal family home, I forgot everything about a living room. So that's when I decided to scrap the last one of the bedrooms here. So I put down an archway. You can walk directly through the kitchen to the dining room, and I turned this little box, the most northern part of the build, whatever, into a living room. There is no TV there, no consoles or anything like that. It's just 2 couches and 2 chairs. I think there's a couple of bookcases in there too, and some decor and stuff, but it's a very simple sort of living room, maybe more like a lounge room actually than a living room, but I didn't really have anywhere to put a TV because I don't like to put TVs in front of windows, which I also mentioned in my last video, but yeah, I don't do that, so. But they have plenty of other ways to get their fun up if that's what you're going to use the TV for. There's plenty of computers and laptops, and there's a ping pong table outside too. There's a pool. They also have one of those kickstands or one of the kegs, whatever you call those. And I think, what else is there? I actually don't remember. We'll see in a little bit. Oh yeah, I made a yoga area outside. I actually asked on my Discord server if I should put in a water slide or a yoga area. Yoga area, yeah. So I think it was like 50-50, but I decided to go for the yoga area because I figured it was also mentioned on the Discord server. It just kind of suited the house a little bit better. The house does look a little bit classy, and I feel like a yoga area is a little bit more classy compared to a water slide. Even though the water slide is a lot of fun, yeah, there's something about a yoga area that's very sophisticated, and I don't really know anyways. Because I couldn't turn it into a bar because this is for sorority. Like, would they have a bar in the backyard? I feel like that's a little bit misleading, so I had to make it something else. I had to turn it into something else or do something else with that space in the backyard, so it became a yoga area. So I do want to quickly mention that I know I've been putting out a lot of longer videos, so 35-minute plus videos lately, and by a lot I mean 3. But for this week, I have a lot to do because I'm going to Copenhagen for a funeral on Friday, and then my sister is coming to Denmark, Aarhus, which is where I live, Monday. So I have a lot of pre-recording to do within like 4 days or so. So the next videos will probably be a little bit shorter. I'm gonna do my best to get the shell challenged, or my part of the shell challenge finished before Christmas time. And as for the save file, it'll be up sometime during the little break between Christmas and New Year's. I promise you guys that, but I don't exactly know what day it's going to be. I just know that it's going to be during that week. So if you're looking forward to that, just be patient. It'll be up at some point. Just know that time's a little bit stressful right now because it's Christmas and I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm basically taking care of most of our Christmas Eve because I'm the only one here in Aarhus that's able to go shopping, food shopping, and I have all the Christmas presents and everything, so I'm basically taking care of all of it on top of also working ahead of time, so pre-recording. So it's a little bit stressful, but I'm doing my best here. Just know that I am doing my best, and it'll be up at some point. I just wanted to mention that, and also the next videos will be a little bit shorter, probably. I should have mentioned that at the start of the video, I just kind of forgot, but I hope that's okay. So the dining room does look a little bit fancy. I do want to say, actually, because I completely forgot to mention during the kitchen, but the kitchen is actually very cozy compared to the rest of the house. I don't know what happened. I think it's because of all the clutter and the decor in there, but it's definitely a little bit more of a granny sort of kitchen compared to a more fancy sort of kitchen. I don't know. Not that grannies can be fancy, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. But when I say granny sort of kitchen, I mean very cozy and it looks kind of older and it's cute and cluttered and all that stuff. But I hope it's okay anyways. I still think it sort of fits the house. Maybe it's because of the curtain. I don't really know what it is, but there's something granny about this kitchen, definitely. So, and I also tried to fit in the baby Yoda somewhere in the house, but it just wasn't working out. I felt like he was a little bit out of place, so I just scrapped that idea. But I'm gonna use him for something again in the future. I did place him down in... When was that? Sunday's build or Saturday's build? I did place him down in Saturday's build, and I actually only saw one person mention it in the comments section, which I thought was a little bit interesting. You might not have noticed, but I placed him down during the landscaping, or actually dragged him from the back porch to the landscaping because I felt like he was a little bit out of place on the back porch. He's so cute though. In case you guys don't know, last week we got an update and Baby Yoda, a little statue of Baby Yoda came with that update. He's so adorable. I need to use him for some stuff, and actually he would have fit into one of these rooms because one of them is a little bit geeky, so I don't know, I should have thought about that. It's a new item. I'll remember to use him more often. It's gonna be fine. So now we are decorating the study hall. Now, I've never seen one of these rooms in real life, by the way, or in pictures, so this is just what I just sort of came up with in the moment. Also, by the way, I did cut out me decorating this little lounge corner right here because I thought it was a little bit irrelevant and the video is already really, really long, so I hope that's okay. But there is a small lounge area there, and there's a bookcase next to it as well, so they can sit there and, I don't know, just chill back, I don't know, chillax, relax, just sit down and read a book, talk about it or something, discuss the books or, I don't know, something like that. But in here we have the study hall. So I kind of wanted, like I mentioned earlier, I wanted them to have a room just dedicated to either group work or studying in groups. So that is what this room is for. I also placed down some random laptops because not all rooms actually have desks in them, I think. Or maybe they do have desks in them, but they don't have their own laptops. I don't fully remember. We'll see that in a little bit. But maybe it's laptops that they have for the sorority or something as well. But there's a lot of notebooks here, some of the homework books as well that I found in the debug catalog, and also some books that came with Discover University. I also fit in some of the pencil holders that came with the Freelancer update a couple of months ago or a year ago, or I don't know, time flies by. But and this time I said it correctly, by the way. So anyways, but yeah, it's just this sort of hall where they can study together and do homework and group work and all that stuff. So I hope you can see what I'm trying to do with this room. I'm also using the white brick, by the way, because since I went through the tour, or since I toured the different entries for my shell challenge, I've been obsessed with this brick. It's so gorgeous. I don't know what it is, but it's so pretty. So I'm using it for everything these days. Sorry about that, but it's really pretty. So this is the first one of the, how many bedrooms total? 5 bedrooms, but 7 sleeping spots. This one is definitely for a bit of a fancier kind of girl. So she has, and this time I can actually say she because it's a sorority. So she has, I think she comes from a richer sort of family. I don't know, there's something really luxurious about her room. I don't know if it's because of the wallpaper. I also don't remember if I stuck to the same wallpaper in the other bedrooms, but we'll see that in just a little bit. So I was also, by the way, I'm slightly delirious because I've not been sleeping for ages, so I don't remember exactly what I'm doing throughout this build. I was just doing stuff. Of course I'm thinking it through, but I just don't really remember what I was thinking about when I was doing it, so just, you know, ignore that. I had a lot of fun building this house though. It was a joy building a sorority because it's a good excuse for me to just decorate rooms for girls, which I like to do. So anyways, but yeah, I definitely feel like this girl comes from a richer sort of family. Also, I know that there is a bar between the mirrors. I kind of tried to combine 2 mirrors so they would fit into the light frame, but we don't have a mirror that fits perfectly into that light frame, unfortunately, so I had to combine 2, and you can't really probably do that without the bar in the middle, so just, you know, that's just, it has to look like that. So with sorority houses, I don't know if the furniture is already in the house when the girls move in, or if they have to move in the furniture themselves, so they have to collect all the furniture and stuff themselves. I don't know. So I know with dorm rooms, it's a little bit different probably, but again, I don't really know for sure. We don't have this sort of thing in Denmark, at least not as far as I'm aware. I was never invited to the secret society, so I don't really know how it works. But I'm kind of imagining that they had to bring in the furniture themselves. So each bedroom kind of looks a little bit different from each other, of course. I am overall using a lot of stuff from Discover University because it just sort of fits the vibe of the house. But I do want you guys to keep in mind that I am kind of assuming that they have to bring in at least some furniture themselves. So that's why the bedrooms look very different from each other, but at the same time also kind of similar. I don't know how to explain that anyways. And also in here, this is supposed to be a bedroom that's sort of renovated so that it works for multiple people at the same time. So, or not a bedroom, it's a bathroom. Did I say bedroom? I probably did. Sorry about that. Again, delirious. Moving on. So they have 2 sinks in this room, and then I've closed off 2 areas or 2 separate rooms in here and turned them into this sort of bathroom stall / toilet stall sort of situation so that they could get a little bit of privacy when they shower or poop or pee or whatever they want to do on the toilet. That is fine. If they want to throw up, they can also get privacy to do that. So I just thought it would make more sense. Also because for gameplay purposes, this is definitely a lot, like, it's a lot better than having one big bathroom. So at least in my experience when it comes to playing The Sims, I feel like The Sims get embarrassed if they have to shower in front of people. So I just decided to make the bathroom like this. I hope that's okay. But it still looks a little bit fancier. Of course, it had to suit the rest of the house. So I did make it, yeah, look a little bit fancier. So they only have the bathroom on the ground floor, but there is room for two different people or two different Sims in that bathroom at the same time because the areas are closed off. Just remember that your Sims will have to shower before they use the toilet because otherwise they'll exit the little box and go wash their hands before they go shower, even though with that, like, can't you just wash your hands when you're in the shower? Sims logic. So they have that bathroom on the ground floor, which has room for two Sims at the same time, and then they have another bathroom up here on the second floor. So there's only one bathroom on the second floor, just keep that in mind. But I literally could not fit in a second one, and you'll see that at the end of the video when I show you guys the floor plan because because there were 3 doors to terraces outside, I just could not fit in another bathroom. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would have had to turn one of the bedrooms into another bathroom, and I didn't want to do that because initially I wanted to make sure that this house had room for 8 Sims, so I already had to turn one of the bedrooms into a dining room. I didn't want to get rid of another bedroom, so I hope you get my point. But this room right here is for the artistic Sim. So this Sim loves to paint. They're probably an art student of some sort, whether it is art history or what is the other degree called? I don't remember anymore. I should probably look that up before doing the voiceover, but hopefully it's okay. So they study arts. Oh, it's called fine arts. I don't remember, like, which one of those degrees would actually let you paint in game? Is it art history or is it fine arts? Or is it another degree that I've completely forgotten all about? Like, which one of the degrees lets you paint in game when you study? That makes sense, because I don't know. I still haven't had time to sit down and actually play Discover University, which kind of sucks, but building houses take a long time. So that's just how it is. Also, I finished Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That's a very confusing name to me. It's fine. I finished that game, so now I don't know what to do with my, hypothetical free time anymore. So I still need to buy Pokemon and get through that game, but that'll have to wait a little bit because Christmas. So I don't really know. We'll see. But yeah, that was the bedroom for the artist. Hopefully you saw some of the paintings on the walls or some of the drawings, sketches that I hung on the wall. They also had their own little painting area. And of course I went with green for their room because I often do that with painters' rooms. I feel there's something artsy about the color green apparently in my head. I don't know why, I can't justify it, but that's just how it is. So I don't remember the exact theme of this room. I think they're supposed to be bookworms because I do believe that I ended up placing a lot of books on the floor throughout this room. Not this room, the other one. Go back to that room. And yeah, I think I ended up placing a lot of books just lying on the floor, a lot of books on different surfaces around the room as well. So they're supposed to be really into books and they probably study literature or something like that. And yeah, they just have a lot of books around the room. I could imagine the 2 girls living in this room be twins actually. So they probably come from like an author's family or something, maybe one of their parents, like a famous author or something like that, and that's why they're really into books and literature. Maybe one of them is studying like to be an actual writer, and I don't really know maybe one of them wants to be a novel writer, whereas the other one wants to be a journalist or something. That would be kind of fun, going 2 different directions, but all I know is they're very into books. I also used some of the magazines that came with Moschino Stuff Pack. I also used the cookbooks. Just ignore that they're cookbooks. We're just pretending like they're normal books, but they basically have books everywhere in this room. So at least that's what I was trying to go for. I kind of want to build another sorority house, but it's going to be for just mean girls. I think that would be fun. Also because I love Mean Girls. like the movie, not actual Mean Girls. I don't like Mean Girls. They're mean, so they're not likable. But the movie Mean Girls, I love that movie. So I want to do a sorority house inspired by that one, but it would probably have to be a smaller one than this one because this took me way too long to build. So I don't know. Let me know if you want to see more sorority houses. I am also planning on building a fraternity house. I don't know when it'll be up, but at some point. So if you're looking forward to that, it'll be, or if you want to see a build like that from me, I will do it at some point. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get there for me because this is a busy time, as I've already explained in the video, but I am planning on doing it. I have it written down in my notebook and everything, so it should be coming at some point. So this room is also for two Sims, but I think these ones are, or these two Sims are just really good friends. I think they're actually sports teammates, so they're on some kind of sports team, whether it's the football team or lacrosse team, baseball team. I don't know what kinds of teams there are out there. Again, I'm not from the US, I'm Danish, so I don't really know how that system is, whatever. So, but they're from some kind of sports team, so they're kind of jocks. Can you be a jock when you're a girl, or is that just boys? I don't really, does that title, does it also apply to girls? I don't really know. Let me know. But I see them as like really sports fanatics, and they're just into all sorts of sports. So they also have a punching bag in their bedroom because otherwise they would have had nowhere to, what's it called, level up their fitness skill, or is it called fitness? I don't actually remember anymore. I need to play the game. Anyways, they had to have something so they could level up their sports skills. So I had to put a punching bag in here because I figured that would make more sense than one of the weightlifting machines or the rock climbing wall. So they have a punching bag in here so they can fix that and work out a little bit too. Of course, they could also do that in the pool, but it's a little bit more effective with the punching bag, I think. They also have a fair amount of sports clutter just lying around the room, especially on the floor. They have a football or a soccer ball, whatever you want to call that, and a basketball. They have a baseball bat. I think there's a glove too, possibly one of the baseballs as well. I also put some extra clutter on the floor, and then of course they have some of these like cosmetic things, so some perfumes and some nail polishes. They have a makeup tray and, all that sort of stuff. And of course, the cutesy plants that came with Discover University, because I have to use those in every single room because they are adorable. So I hope that's fine. So yeah, and then I also put a photo frame there. I kind of wanted to, I do know that we have a photo with a sports team on it. Like it looks like it's a sports team on it, but I wanted to make sure they had their own photo frame. I don't actually know what exactly you use that photo frame for. I think it's for graduation pictures, but let's just pretend like they can take a picture of the sports team and place it in that photo frame because that would be kind of cute. So yeah. So the last one of the bedrooms, the one that I had to cut out because I didn't record half the room, was basically, it was more like minty and pink themed, and it was for the geeky girl. So she's very into gaming and she has some of those My Sims around the room as well. That kind of reminds me of Funko Pop. So she probably collects them from different TV series and stuff. But that's basically what her room was about. She has a proper computer set up with an actual computer, so a desktop and not a laptop, and also 3 monitors total. So a very geeky kind of computer setup, if I may say so, as I'm sitting here looking at my own setup, but I am also a geek, so that's fine. So I think for the rest of the video, we are just doing landscaping. We're also fixing the backyard, which is not really a proper backyard. They just have a lot of different activities to do in the backyard. So when I think backyard or back garden, I always think green grass and flowers and plants and stuff. So when I'm making backyards like this, I always feel weird calling them backyards, to be honest. But I suppose it is a backyard. So anyways, at the front of the house, we do add some plants around the corners of the building. So they're slightly like lining up or framing up the building a little bit if you look at it from the top. I just like to do my landscaping like that. I think it looks pretty. It's not the most planned out landscaping. It definitely looks a little bit wilder, and yeah, that's just how I like to do my landscaping. So this is what I usually go for. Unless I do contemporary houses, then I'll do it a little bit more structured. But when it comes to these sort of houses, traditional houses, or I don't know, craftsman houses, you know, not contemporary houses. I like to make the landscaping look a little bit unruly, a little bit wilder, so this is usually what I go for. The fencing that I'm using is from World Objects, and I think the hedges that I'm using are from, what's it called? Living something living, island living? Yes, paradise living? I don't really know. Sulani. They're from Sulani. I like to use them because they look cute. I like the white flowers on them, whereas these ones that are from base game are just plain green. So the others just have a little bit extra about them, and I like that. So also, if you're curious about the hanging flower pots that I used on the terraces, those are actually also from the World Objects catalog. So if you want to know about the cheats that I use when I build, they're all written in the description. So basically, you just, at least on computer, again, I don't really know how console work, but you just press Ctrl-Shift-C and then you type in the different cheats that are in the description. And yeah, I've explained many times how you get to the World Objects catalog. If you're curious still, let me know in the comments section and I'll try to explain it. And the little corner with the bikes were actually, or was actually inspired by one of you guys' entries for the Shell Challenge too. I really like that little bicycle corner, whatever. I almost said hangout, but bicycles don't really hang out, do they? So anyways, where they place their bikes, I thought it would be cool or cute to add an area like that to this build as well. Considering it's for sorority girls, they probably all have bikes to get to school and stuff, so it just sort of makes sense. And yeah, I put it over there in one of the corners. I was considering for a second to make room for a lot of cars, but I decided against it at the very end. So it would have looked a little bit weird in the front garden to have cars parked there, I just think. But it would make sense for the girls too to have cars actually, because I feel like they're all sort of from wealthier families, and don't wealthy sorority girls have their own cars, or is that just in movies? I don't really know. I'm not American again, okay. Someone actually tried to insult me in an older video. Someone left a comment trying to insult me by calling me American and then saying some other stuff. And I'm just like, I'm Danish, first of all. And also, what? How is that an insult? I don't get it. Anyway, I just found it really funny. I had to tweet about it too because I found it really funny. Insults don't really, unless they're personal, they don't really get to me anymore because a lot of them are just stupid. I like, not to be one of those YouTubers who are like, okay, but insults don't hurt me anymore or whatever. Some of them do, but when they're straight up stupid, they just don't. They just make me laugh. So that one was kind of funny, but yeah. So we're just doing landscaping that's also inspired by the front garden, or the path up to the house, at least in the front garden. In this little area, or this little patch of greenery, patch of grass, I actually placed down 3 different, as you can see right here, 3 different fountains because I thought they would make the backyard look a little bit fancier. I don't know if the Sims can actually get to them, and I don't know if I'm using the fountains that they have interactions with. I know that there is at least one fountain where your Sims can make wishes, so they throw a coin into the fountain and they can make a wish or whatever. But at least as far as I remember. It might be the one from Romantic Garden Stuff Pack, actually. But again, it's been a while since I played the game, so... And also, I rarely ever use fountains, because they just take up so much space. But for this one, for this build, I wanted to do it also, again, because it looks a little bit fancier. The pool shape was quite fun, I think. And yes, of course I put another fountain in the middle of the pool because we are extra today. I hope that's okay. And they also have a lounge area here with some pictures as well. Some of the pictures that came with backyard stuff packs, so they can serve each other juice or whatever and just lie there and chill out by the pool and soak up the sun if they want to do that. And then over here in the corner, the last corner of this build is where I ended up putting the yoga area. So I was trying to make it look like they could have an instructor of some sort to sort of, yeah, instruct the other girls in yoga, but then I also realized that that doesn't really make any sense. So I ended up putting 2 of these Zen stools here and 4 yoga mats total. They also have some seating areas or sitting areas, chairs, whatever, so they can sit there and chill after a session or something. And a whole lot of candles. Like, I put down so many candles. It looks really nice at night. So if it's a warm summer evening and one of them just wants to, I don't know, stress out or de-stress, not stress out, that's the opposite. If one of them wants to de-stress, they can go out here to the yoga area and just do a session during night with all the candles lighting up the place. It's really pretty, actually. I liked the I used these 3 candles. I think they came with Spa Day, and I sort of lined up the entire place. You can see right here, so it looks really cool at night because candles are beautiful. And I also used some of the bamboo or whatever that is called. I never really used those plants, but I figured for this sort of area it would make sense. And other than that, what else did I do? I added the music players too, because I figured when they were doing their yoga, you could kind of imagine them to play this sort of nature, like nature sounds or something. The kind of music you'd hear at spas, basically. I feel like I have it playing in my head, but I just don't know what to call it. Nature music slash sounds, that sort of thing. You guys know what I mean. But other than that, that's about it. I think we're just doing some more landscaping, again inspired by the landscaping at the front of the house. And I also cut out a lot of terrain paint, I think, because that just gets a little bit boring and repetitive. Watching me placing down or painting down dirt is not the most interesting thing in the world, so I decided to cut it out. I hope that's okay. But that's about it for today. So if you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye!